Hi everybody, Eve Everett here, and this is my What's Sold on eBay video. It's a best of part one of BOLOS, antiques, vintage clothing, and just some surprising, kooky, neato things I have found along the way. This is a really cute, adorable needlepoint dog pillow top. It's just a pillow top. You'd have to actually sew the rest of the pillow and then put some filler in it. But it was really adorable. Whoever did this did a great job, and I sold this for $42.99. I got a lot of people asking me to lower the price, but I figured if I waited for the right person, it would sell for that. It was not a large pillow. It was probably about maybe 12 by 10. Excuse me. In any event, $42.99, and that took me about, let's see, took me under 6 months to sell. And I am very sure that at least a few of you that are watching this have seen this before. This is a Ralph Lauren teddy bear blue stripe twin flat sheet. It's the flat sheet only, and I sold this for $25 in 2 weeks. Also, when you see items like this from Ralph Lauren, you should really research some of their home goods, because you can do fairly well. And although I don't see the bears often, I see them enough so that I've probably, picked a few up a year at least. Be sure to pick up anything with these bears on it. And there are a lot of different things out there by Ralph Lauren with bears. So you are bound to see them. Don't hesitate to pick them up. People buy them right away. I think I recently told you guys about some of the rugs that I picked up. I picked up several rugs as a lot, and this was the one that sold for the most. I sold this for $499, and it took me about under 3 months to move this. It was shipped to Los Angeles for, again, $499. It's a modern mid-century Danish style shag rug. It was 72 inches by 48 inches wide. Good condition, but it was a little ragged on the edges there. But I'm very happy about the price that I got for it. It's a very, very striking rug, and it's a very iconic piece for that era. This is a Givenchy TShirt polyester shirt from the 70s. It's got their logo all over it. And this is one of those pieces that I picked up at a thrift shop while on vacation, and really thought highly of it, thought it would move right away. I posted it for $79.99, eventually came down to $59.99, and darned if that didn't take me over a year and a half to sell. This is one of my favorite all-time pieces. I can't even describe to you why. It's just so cool to see like a purple rabbit fur muff that you put your hands in during the winter. It's just really neato to me. I don't know why. It's original with its tags, which is also pretty unique. And I sold this for $49.99. It did take me a while to move it, but it did finally move. Like I said, $49.99, and I shipped it overseas to Great Britain. It took me about 2.5 months to move. This is an Enid Collins, E-N-I-D Collins, C-O-L-L-I-N-S bag. Routinely they were made, they're kind of wood. They have these tacky gemstones on them. She has her initials on them, usually towards the bottom, an EC. If you look at the closed auctions for these on eBay, some of the prices that you're going to see that they sold for are eye-popping. This one is not her best, although it is a fairly popular line, but she's got some on there that go for quite a bit. These are not that hard to pick up. You might have seen them once in a while. They are vintage, and I sold this one for $49.99. And here's another one. This one had some damage. Nonetheless, I moved. Oh, by the way, I moved the one you just saw and this one. I moved them in under 3 months. This particular one had some smudges on it and was a little damaged. I sold this one for $42. And I was very surprised to find these. These, if I recall correctly, oh, by the way, these are Innate Collins replacement jewels. Let's face it, your gems fall off your bag and your things. You just need to replace them. But these are Innate Collins replacement gems. These are all yellow, and This is just a sampling of some of them, but I sold 72 of them for $39.99. They would come in packages. Sometimes they were glass, sometimes they were plastic, and apparently the length and whether they're plastic or glass is very important to people. I just say, look, they're Innate Collins. They're probably plastic. But in any event, like I said, I got these sold. They went over to Tokyo in Japan, and the buyer was very happy. This is a Pope John Paul II Belgian wall tapestry, and it's a great hanging. It's got some gold metallic edging there, and it was in pretty good shape. It was about 28.5 inches wide, and as you can see, the Pope has his arms thrown open, and it's just a really interesting hanging, especially if you collect Pope items. I did not get as much for this as I thought I would, but that's okay. I still sold it for $26.99, sold it in about 4 months. Pope things are becoming, I personally think, a lot more easier to move. And if you see some of them, whether it's sometimes you'll see these framed indulgences that people have framed. Those, I think personally, do well. I sold one recently in under 2 weeks for $50. And sometimes if you buy the rosaries that have that are still all in their wrap with the Pope picture with them, those will move pretty quickly too. I sold, I think I mentioned in another video that I sold one for $20, and that was something that I found in a bin at a weigh and go. So keep an eye out, check to see what they're going for on eBay, but I've had pretty good luck with this sort of thing. This is a Madonna watch, not the strap, just the face, from a Disney movie. Madonna is playing Breathless in Dick Tracy movie. That's the one with Warren Beatty. And I sold this. Unfortunately, it was broken, as you can see, and the glass was scratched. And she sang, "I Always Get My Man." And I just thought it was a pretty cool, campy piece. I didn't get much for it. I got $22, and let's see, it took me about, looks like 3.5 months to move it. This is a watercolor pinup by Freddy Helmet. Not only did he do work for Disney, I believe that he did work in Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, but he later went on to do, sorry, that was my rabbit. I think you guys know, I think I have a lion-head rabbit with me, keeping me company in a cage, and every so often she just pipes up. I guess she doesn't like this either. Turns out not a lot of people did. Freddie also did work for heavy metal, so he would do these very voluptuous pin-up girl type drawings like you see here. It took me a very long time to sell this, to the point where I was like, boy, did I blow it in buying some of these or what? I bought this and 4 other Freddy Helmets as a lot, and paid under $400 for them. But at the time, that was probably more than I wanted to spend for a lot like this, because I don't usually wander into this genre. I just thought that some of the drawings had a lot of what's the word I'm searching for? They're just very specifically geared towards certain types of collectors, and I thought for that reason I would nail it. It took me some time to sell these. I finally sold this one for $149.99 and shipped this to a guy in the UK. Here's another Freddy that I picked up along with that lot, and I sold this one for $49.99. Alright, here we have 2 Valentino lingerie items, brand new with the tags. I sold these for $39.99, and it took me about a couple weeks to move. The reason I had them marked at $39.99 was because there were some pen marks that some genius, I guess, at the store had originally made across one of the prices onto not only the bra, but the panties. So, you know, that's something that can probably come out, but I wasn't going to take the tags off to try to do that. So it was a relatively fast mover, and I only paid $1 for them. So they're hanging up at a Goodwill, and I was, you know how Goodwill can be if you happen to want to buy those sections. They do have a lot of tags on lingerie, at least I find in my area. So, you know, if I happen to be walking by, I'll check it out. And this is something I found, and it did okay. This is an original box of vintage, I believe, Canon bedding. It's never been opened. There was a little bit of what's called foxing, excuse me, on the pillowcases, which is basically what happens is either the storage where it is, or the, I believe it's the acidity or alkalinity, I can't remember which, from the box itself, kind of rubs against the fabric and creates either these streaks, lines, or spots, depending on what the item is and how it was stored. And they're kind of tan. And for some reason, people call it foxing. I just let people know it's there. I don't think it's a huge factor. Most people that are buying this sort of stuff either don't care or know how to deal with that. And I sold these for $29.99. I picked up these really cool Bakelite and rhinestone sparkling matching hair combs at a museum deaccessioning auction of a museum that was in Alaska. The people had retired, and their family member met the auctioneer's brother somewhere in Pennsylvania. End result was that they auctioned a portion of that museum collection in Pennsylvania, and I was lucky to attend that auction. I picked these up, and I had these on eBay for $74.99. They sat for a long time. Got some lowball offers. Eventually ended up taking these to Brimfield, where I was set up at one of the fields. And I had this nice little lady bicker and try to haggle with me over them. And she wanted to pay like $10 for them. I said, why don't you just put them back in a case? Meanwhile, there's like, you know, it was the beginning of the field opening, so there was just people everywhere. She came back a couple hours later, and we did eventually agree on $44. So I was a little unhappy. I shouldn't have been, because I think that that's fair for this, but I don't know. I was attached to them. But anyway, she was very happy, got them for $44, and we both got the transaction done and over with. And boy, let me tell you something. If you haven't done Brimfield, whether buying or selling, you have to go. It is a spectacle and a half. You really have to go and see it to believe it. All right, here I have a USA Olympics 1972 Munich t-shirt. It's a ringer t-shirt with the blue ring around the neck there. This was a shirt that was part of a pack of identical shirts. Apparently the package was sent to Sears in packages of 6. And it was never opened. So the good news was that they were all new, wrapped in plastic, like each one was wrapped in plastic. That was the good news. The bad news was that they were in an uncontrolled facility in terms of climate. So over the years, the plastic kind of disintegrated and became a holy mess, and did some staining and damage to the shirts. But even then, I got anywhere between $39.99 to $49.99 for these shirts. The ones that, of course, were less damaged did better. And I did keep 2 of them for myself, just for posterity. All right, so let me tell you a story about this framed, I guess it's a cross stitch of 2 Scottie dogs. I got this at a weigh and go, and I thought it was so freaking cute. I mean, they really are. And I got a lot of offers on this, and I finally, but you know, it sat around for like a year and a half, and I finally sold these guys for like $39.99, and I was very happy to see them go, you know, and time goes by, and would you believe, and I kid you not, would you believe that about 4 weeks ago now, I found it was a different frame. And no, it wasn't this person, okay? But it was the identical completed cross stitch of this very same item. I couldn't even believe my eyes. I pulled it out, I look at it again, and I turned into like 2 complete strangers who were talking at the edge of the bins. I'm like, you won't even believe this. And the guy, you know, he hears my tale of amazement, and he, you know, scratches himself, and he's like, yeah, a couple weeks ago, I got like this attachment to a toilet here that I hadn't seen in years. And I was like, oh, okay, great. But anyway, I guess everybody's got a story. But to finish this one, I sold this. I have the other one, and I will probably put it up more towards the holidays, like Thanksgiving. hoping that it will move in time for Christmas. But it's just so strange to find the identical thing in a different frame. This is a Mikimoto green velvet box from Lane Crawford, and I sold this for $39, and I sold it in 10 days. As you get closer to the holidays, you'll find that people have a gift, they want to put it in a particular box, and sometimes you can move any well-known maker box within the ambits of eBay. Some things aren't allowed to be posted, just a box. But this is a green velvet Mikimoto. It's actually a vintage box, probably from the 60s, and I was very happy to sell that right away. This is a 1940s to mid-century rayon embroidered piano shawl, and it has very pretty fringe on it, and it wasn't as wide and long as some of the piano shawls that you'll see from that era. Nonetheless, I was able to get $79.99 for it, and that shipped over to the UK. This is a vintage 60s to mid-70s Oscar de la Renta abstract silk dress with a drop waist. It is, in my opinion, it is not one of his better designs, but I found this at a thrift shop, and I got it for $2, and I made $44.99 off it, and I sold it in, actually it took me about a year and 2 months to move. I got this 1940s Chanel robe at a thrift shop. It has a lot of stains on it. I did note that in the description. But if you'll go and look at the completed sold auctions on eBay, you'll find that these robes and the bedding can do quite well. I don't know why this one did as well as it did. I got this for like $5 and sold it for $44.99, and I sold this in under 2 weeks. This is a 3-piece lot of rhinestone bracelets and a choker. One of them is signed by Weiss, and I sold these for $34.99. And it took me, let's see, took me 3.5 months to get these sold. This is a gorgeous rhinestone bracelet with some very cool styling to the stones in the middle there on a horizontal slant. I got this as part of a lot at an auction house, and I didn't know much about jewelry at the time. I was just taking a chance, and nonetheless, I was able to sell this particular one after waiting for 4 months for $69.99. Here we have 7 yards of a 1970s themed fabric with firemen and trucks and Dalmatians. A really nice fabric overall. 7 yards of it. Took me, I got this in January, and it was done and out the door in 10 days for $79.99 to a designer at a major fabric company in New York City. This is a Royal Derby signed Caldwell picture vase, or was it Ewer? E-W-E-R? I think it's Ewer. Anyway, late 19th century probably, made for J.E. Caldwell in Philadelphia, and really nice piece. I was terrified about shipping this. I shipped this to Texas for $90. Oh, and I'm sorry, it took me, I posted this in the beginning of December, and I had to wait all the way to the following September to ship it on to Texas, but hooray, $90, I'm happy. This is a signed RS Prussia large floral bowl, and it's very pretty. It did have some hairline cracks in it, and again, I apologize, that's my lion head, very thirsty bunny. She's been very busy this morning taking all of her bowls, which she will not give me back, and flipping them over and literally stacking them on top of each other. It's kind of weird sometimes because I go to feed her and, you know, I'll humor her, let her keep her little plastic bowls that I put there with her food, and she stacks them like a genius, and then she'll put all her toys in the top. She's either communicating with aliens or trying to tell me something. I don't know which. But to finish telling you about this nice RS Prussia variable, I actually had originally posted this for $49, and I did that because it had some damage. I went back and forth with somebody for a long time over it. She really, really wanted it, and I wasn't sure how I'd make it happen in terms of shipping, but eventually we did settle on $37.50, and it made it out there alive in one piece, and it worked out okay. It ended up costing me $13 to ship. So even then, you know, I came out decently. Oh, it looks like I ended up making 18 bucks off that at the end of the day. So probably not the best move, but considering it was damaged, hey, you got to take what you can get and be reasonable, right? This is a Barbie outfit, and I sold this for $39.99. And for some bizarre reason, I put it in I put in scissors with it. And I think originally when this outfit came, it for some reason came with scissors. But in any event, not surprisingly, it took me a while to find those scissors, even though I had taken this outfit and I put it in a filing cabinet. And of course, the scissors somehow escaped and got wedged in between like two pieces of metal. Took me maybe an hour to find, which were an itty bitty little pair of scissors. Totally not cool, but at least I found it. I got it shipped, and the buyer was very happy. $39.99. And no What Sold video would be complete, in my opinion, without a crazy cat looking souvenir trinket box from Japan. This is one of those mid-century Japan deals, and basically what I have here is a psychotic, crazy, happy cat. I'm telling you, there's an ongoing theme in vintage. I mean, from now on, whenever you see a vintage cat from the 50s through the very early 70s, they all look like they're completely crazy, don't they? Anyway, I did sell her for $24, and I regret doing that because I really wish I still had her. But I'm telling you guys, slippery slope. You just got to sell stuff, or you just end up a crazy hoarder that your kids talk about while you're in a nursing home. All right, guys. Anyway, as with anything, your mileage will vary. Use your common sense. Be reasonable. Check out sold listings before you run out and buy things, because people on the internet tell you to. I think, you know, on the other hand, my what I sell and how I do works for me. I think it would be applicable to most people, but, you know, the quality of the item, the condition of the item is very important, along with other factors, of course. So again, your mileage is going to vary. Good luck to you out there. If you have any questions, hit me up, eve@eveeverett.com. If you think my videos are worth somebody's time, please let them know about them. Hit subscribe, etc., and so forth. And good hunting, everybody.